Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European Indices for the 4th of March, starting with the DAX here. With the DAX, we've got two counts to the upside since the Christmas run here. One of them is we have wave 1 here, and we'll be looking for wave 2 to pull back here. That would be in line with the US. The other one we've got is wave 1 over here, wave 2 here. This would also make wave 1 up here and pull back for wave 2, 61.8% between these two here. So we'll keep this count going just in case this occurs here once this top comes into play here. And we'll see how we go from that point. But this is the primary count at this particular stage, but we'll look at both of those on the intraday. So on the 4-hour chart, we can look at that, as I mentioned here, from the low here, the Christmas run. We can look at this as wave 1 here, ABC for wave 2, and we're looking for 5 waves up through here, which we'll look at in a moment, but in a nutshell, it's 1 and 2 here, and then 3 and 4 and 5 here. In fact, looking at that, I see another count in that too, which is probably just gives us the top of a 3rd wave. So I'm just going to put that in here if that's okay, and I'm just going to count this out here as well. I think it's good to see that mistakes are made, that you can work with us on that. So just here, this would make wave 1 here, wave 2, 3, 4 and 5 here for the 3rd. I'll double check this count in a moment. It's just that I've seen it just then and I just felt that I need to check all the others as well at that point. So let me just double check. That looks okay actually. So another alternative count on the hop here. So that would pull back to the 4th wave of 1 lesser degree just in here before seeing another move up to the upside to get this one here. But I'll check because I don't see that on the US, but we'll just keep that in mind. Okay, we'll come back to that. The current count that we've got here is on the 2-hour chart. Right, okay, that's why I need to double check. Okay, so in this case here, from the low here, the Christmas run, we've got 1 and 2 in blue here, all the way up for 3, ABC for 4 here, and then we've been counting 5 waves up here. So wave 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 3rd, 4th, 5th. That's where the other one comes in. So this is probably right, but I just want to spend some time on the other one because it just caught my eye. I need to makes me double check these things. So yeah, so this little move here, so we should be long here at this stage, so we can look at this as a stop here now. Hopefully you moved in earlier than that as well. So coming from this high, you come down to this high here, but I'll leave it there because that's what we talked about. Yeah, and this larger pattern here, there should be a smaller one within here sitting on here as well, 2 smaller ones really. So we can put this up under here now for this, but we're looking for 5 waves up. So let's just clear a few of these things here. So from this low here, this will be wave 1 and 2 here, and then this is wave 3 here with wave 4 pulling back, and we're looking for wave 5. So we'd want wave 5 to be somewhere up around the 11,720 mark here to finish that off. But let's go into the hourly chart and just check that here. And of course the other European markets will be doing much the same here as well. So, and this is also in line with the US markets as well. I'm just going to go into an intraday and double check this here as well. So let me just go into the tick chart here and check this out here. Bit tricky to follow there, so I might just go, just take me too long, so I'll just shortcut that and look at 15 minutes should do the trick. Right. So let's just draw this out here. Wave 1 and 2 to here. That's right. And then we've got, in fact, I'm going to have to go smaller. I can see that I can't confirm that. That's better. So we've got wave 1, yeah, and 2 to here. And the third wave, I think, takes us straight to this point, which would leave us 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. That's okay. So if that's wave 2 here, then that should pull back to 38.2% roughly from the top here, which is right just in here, so that's cool. I just need to double check the third wave here now if I can. So 1 and 5 are okay, so 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that takes us top, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 to here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that should be right. That'll take me to there. Okay, got it. So sorry about that. 1, 2, then third here to here. Yep, so that is a wave 4. So we should see a move higher into, well, here at the moment we're in at the midpoint. So first off, for the next step there, that 50, that 11,650, which is really important. That number there is important because it's halfway between the Fibonacci numbers 500 here, and 800 here. So they're really important. This is a really important level here. So support on this is good, and then we start getting into this number here, 11,700. But this number here, 11,720, is also will be a target top area here that we'll be looking at. So in a nutshell, support here gets us to here. Okay. If this market drops below this point here, then okay, I just got to double check that. Now it looks like 5 waves up, but 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So third, so we can only pull back from here 40%, not 60. So it can pull back. This can pull back into this space here. So just be mindful of that. But first high above the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, some type of correction here, then you've got that reference point high here, then this one, and then you can go from that point. Yeah. Okay, so we can look at the UK next. Now I'll leave the UK to last because it's got a different pattern, hasn't it? So this is the same. This is the French market, the CAC 40. So once again, we're counting 5 waves up. So the third and the fourth here, and then 1 and 2 here, and up for the third and fourth here, and then the fifth here. So it's the same here as well. In fact, this 5th wave here has already started. So we know we've got 1 and 2 in here. So this will be 3 and 4. So in this case, we'll go to 530. We'll end up going above that, but you'd use group 1 above that, wouldn't you? So 5,330. If that ever finds support, the 30 here, then we'll be moving up higher from that point. But group 1, 10, 20, and 30 here will be the filters filter as resistance areas. And then once the market's above here, then below that, the 80, 72, and 65 become the support for this market. And that would make sense because the price action here, and behind the price action, of course, is the volume, which is the orders where people take action at those points. So that will become the support there. Now, The MIB has also got this count moving up here, but with the MIB, the FTSE MIB, the Italian market, it's not as clear, okay? So it's all a bit rough. But if we can just line the dates up, then that's all fine. So I've just lined the dates up. I'm not interested in this. I'm just interested in this here. So we've got a nice strong impulse wave here for 1 and 2. 3 here is a bit small. 4 and 5 here. So I don't know if it's going to get up to the 21 here. We went long here. We didn't have a stop in, but I've brought all the stop up to make it quite tight within in here. It's possible that we'll get stopped out, but you'd want to start looking at taking profits anywhere. If the other markets are going to run, this will run up to about here somewhere. Above here anyway. So you could take profit just above there, or at least part profit. I mean, you're in the trend anyway, so it's a bit difficult to get out. But the other point you should be aware of, that if we do have a correction here, then it's going to come back to the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree, if I'm wrong, and then move up again from there. So having a stop there means that you just really want to lock this in. You're happy to take the piece of pie now rather than later. And of course the UK market, which is slightly different pattern because it's been trending down. So in this case here, what we've got here is a correction that could be finished, because we're looking at this as the A wave here, the B wave here, and then we can count 5 waves down here, which should be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then the 5th wave has got 5 waves in it. So it's possible now to put this in here. Yes, it's also possible to have this as some particular 3rd wave in here as well. I don't know that just yet, but it's possible. So depending on how far this rallies here, so I'll just put that in as an alternative count there. But also what we have here too is that we were short here, and then we looked to bring our stops down to take us out. So we're out now, okay? We could enter long here. I don't know if that's what I was talking about with this, but I doubt it if it was in red. But the interesting point here is that we have from the low here, can you count the wave structure to the upside there? I clean this up. I mean, it certainly looks like an impulse wave, doesn't it? So it's like we've got 5 waves to the upside here. So in this case, we can use this as 1, 2 in here, 3 in here, 4 in here, and then we'd have 5 waves in this leg here. So 1 and 2 in here, 3rd wave, 4th wave, 5th wave. So we'll go a little bit higher here, and then we'll also have an ABC correction here. So this will be interesting, because this is a different market than the other ones at the moment. So let's just see what occurs, because this will give us a setup to the once that high comes in here, then we can look at ways to move into this here. There's many ways to do it, but let's just allow this to unfold, and then we'll look at the ABC correction here, which would pull back to that 50-60% retracement level here. Let's just say that's 40 here. Let's say 43. So that brings us back to this space here, roughly. We'll adjust that later. But that's good. That's good, because that will also give us, if I copy that, that will also give us our short trade if we need to go lower from that point. After it's retested the 71 here, then that becomes the trigger for here. And if it's going to trend, well, we're going to be on it. We're not going to be sort of sitting there looking at ourselves. Okay, so yeah, let's allow this impulse wave to finish, and we'll see how it pulls back, and then we can move into it on the long side here. And we will treat this market a bit differently from the rest of Europe, because it's what's it doing? It's sulking in the corner, basically. So we'll leave that. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.